missed you. Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA. Welcome back to my channel. And if you've never been here before, why not? I know you saw my thumbnail eventually at some place at some point and you were like, oh, I'm gonna scroll because I'm looking for a different video, and then you see me and then you just keep scrolling. Well, guess what? You're here. And now, if you'd like, there's a subscribe button right down there. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification right by the subscribe button so that you're alerted every single time I upload a new video, because I will let you know when I release it. So I was trying to think of a look that I wanted to do earlier today, and I was thinking of keeping the theme of like the holidays, do some kind of festive look. You know, like there's the green and red themed stuff, and then there's like the blue and silver stuff. And I was like, but that's so typical, and that's kind of what you see everywhere. Don't get me wrong, you will still probably see me doing some stuff like that because I love that stuff. It's just kind of what you see all the time. So I went outside to look around and just kind of take a walk and see what I could find for some inspiration. See, the weird thing is that it snowed here today in good old Arkansas, and it like never snows here, and it was a really light snow. It was nothing heavy. I'm surrounded by trees where I live. Whenever I went outside and I looked, there were snow-capped branches everywhere, and most of the trees around me are like evergreen trees. Like there's a whole lot of pine trees and some other trees, I don't know, but I know for sure pine trees because they're still green, and it had snow on top, and I really liked the way it looked. So I took a picture, and I will insert that picture right here somewhere so that you can see what it is. But I'm going to be using that picture for my inspiration today. And on the picture, it has like orange and yellow in the background as like the trees that haven't turned all the way or haven't died all the way, I guess. And they're not completely hibernating, so they still have that like yellowy color to them and tiny little bits of orange. Then it goes into like that deep green, like that evergreen tree kind of color. And then of course all of it's capped with white because of the snow. So I was thinking maybe some kind of cut crease, like with yellow and light green, and then like that deep evergreen blue-green kind of color. I was looking through all my palettes and I found the perfect green in the Anastasia Subculture palette. I don't really want to use just that one shade out of that palette and then keep having to switch between palettes. So I of course got the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and it has pretty much close to that color. That's the darkest green there is, and I might end up mixing it with a little bit of this deep blue or dark blue just to try and bring out the like evergreen green color that it has. I don't know if we'll quite get there, but I'm still gonna give it a shot. I promise I have more palettes than these two, and I will think of more things as I go. And we hit 50 subscribers. I know that that's not like 5,000, but that's like 50, and that's like a big deal for me. So thank you guys, because it literally would not be possible without you. You are the reason I'm here and why I continue to create content. And I think and believe soon that there will be more varying content on my channel. I just really like playing with makeup, you know? It's fun. I'll probably have to warm up to introducing you guys more to my life. And that might happen more as we go, you know? We're just getting to know each other, you know? We're just getting friends. But that subscribe button is like the handshake. That's what a handshake is. So if you're here watching, let's shake hands if you haven't shaken hands with me already. And if you have, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. So let's get started on the look. I am not going to do my face makeup until the end this time. I want to try that whole backwards thing because I've noticed that when I'm doing my eyeshadow after my face is done, I do this a lot and I crinkle my forehead, and these 1, 2, 3, 4 giant wrinkles always crease so bad whenever I'm done. And I want to try and avoid that this time because, I mean, I want to take a selfie without creases, you know? That's all. We're gonna start with the eyes themselves, which is cool because that's kind of the main part of this anyway. Now, I did my brows off camera already because I can. No, I'm just kidding. Because it takes me 10 million years to do my brows, and I'm never sure when I finish them if I'm happy with them or not. So, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. My brows are just my brows. They're there and they're alive. But you know, I have noticed with my brows that every time I do them, I get like just a little bit better at them. Like they get a little more even between the two. So I'm improving and I'm satisfied with that, you know? I am. I like that. Sorry, I'm gathering brushes. Don't be mad. I'm gonna zoom you guys in first. Whoa. Okay, you're closer. Now you can see all of my mistakes from my past. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and start by priming the eyes, and I'm gonna be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in shade C6. Wow, that looks funny. I'm scared I'm gonna mess it up. Sorry if I went out of focus there. I didn't mean to, I promise. Oh my gosh, did I tell you what brush I was using? I'm sorry. This is the JH41. Oh wait, I need to get out. Can you see that? It's so bright. And I'm just gonna dab that out a little bit. However, I'm not too sure why I used the JH40 to buff out the edges of my concealer, because this is a perfect fluffy blending brush for eyeshadow, and now I just got it dirty. Oh wait, oh my god! I have BodyOgraphy Pro brush cleaner. It says to spray. Ensure that you're not getting the bristles soaked, just so it can touch the product on the outside, and then wipe it off. And then, boom, clean brush, right? I think, I don't know, it doesn't have concealer on it, so I'm going to assume. Now, eyelids are primed. So if I look at the picture, it has some yellowy orange colors in the back. So first, I'm gonna take my JH32, it's just big fluffy blending brush, into the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics, and into this shade right here. Yeah, the white yellowy one. And I'm trying to pack that color on before I really blend it out a whole lot, because I want to try to build it up a little bit first, then I'll blend it out. Okay, I think that's good for the yellow. I'm 15 minutes past my deadline. Okay, so now that the white yellow is applied, we go into more dark yellow orange type shades up there on the top with little tiny hints of green. Essentially we need more of a yellow, but kind of an orange with it. Using my JH31, I am gonna go into this shade right here. It's like a dandelion gold kind of color. I'm gonna put that right below that yellow shade that I just applied, the white yellow, and blend it downward. Not going all the way into my crease, but just on that part where I put that brighter yellow. And now I'm gonna go back in with the JH32, same brush that I used that white yellow for, and I'm gonna just keep it as a dirty brush, and I'm not gonna dip into any more color, and I'm just gonna diffuse the edge of that bright yellow a little bit, just to kind of make it fade a little bit nicer into the dandelion yellow. Isn't there like a Crayola name for that color yellow? Like, actually I think it is dandelion. I think that's why I keep thinking dandelion color. It's so weird to be so yellow, but that's what I was looking for. Was yellow. Okay, so we have the yellow done. Oh, my brow itches. Okay, I scratched it. Good enough. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the green. I don't see any light greens except for like right here in the front. These tiny little baby light greens right there. Most of it, like general consensus of the picture, is the yellow-orange border here, and then the dark green plants at the bottom with the snow caps on them. So I think it's time to jump into the dark green. I'm gonna use the JH36. It's another fluffy brush, but it's a lot more compacted and smaller. And I'm gonna go into this dark green shade right here. And I'm gonna condense that down into my crease and blend it upwards just a little bit into that.
A few moments later.
Dandelion yellow. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word dandelion for a minute. I've been saying it this whole time. And at the end of my eye, I'm just kind of fanning it out just the slightest bit, so it kind of has that general direction and shape, and it's not just a big circle, because that's kind of what I end up with half the time, and I don't want to end up with that this time. That green really darkened things up, didn't it? Okay, now that the green is applied, I am going to take an even smaller blending brush, which would be the... Okay, so now I'm going to take the JH35 and go into this dark blue color. And I'm going to take just a little bit, like that much, just a tiny bit. And I'm going to run that into the crease as well with that green in the hopes that it will deepen up the green just the tiniest bit and turn into that like evergreen color. Perfect, just like that. And see, I really like this brush for this because although it's kind of a big fluffy brush, it's cut to where it's flattened a little bit, so it's kind of easy to just press color in on one side rather than it just going everywhere. Why does this side look so like unblended on camera? Because I swear it looks blended on my eye. Well, I'm gonna go back in with the JH34. I'm not taking any more color up. It's the same one that I used for the green shade, and just blend out that blue a little bit with it. Kind of blend it more together. Actually, I am gonna take a little bit more green on top of that. And I'm doing this literally just to bring some green back into the picture. I'm now going to take the JH37 brush again, the one that I went into the dandelion yellow with, and dip back into the dandelion yellow. And again, just taking this over where I laid that color before to blend it out just a little more. So that blend into the green is a little more seamless. That's all. And I'm just using very light, soft, circular motions. And then do that for about 6 more hours until you have the perfect blend in between that green and that yellow. And now lastly, I'm gonna go back in with the JH32. That's the same one that I used for the white yellow. And I'm gonna grab just a little bit more of that white yellow and just diffuse that right on top by my brow bone again, just to re-intensify it. Okay, I could literally probably blend for hours just to try and get a perfect blend. So I'm gonna stop here because I think it's a happy place. And we're gonna call that part good. And I'm gonna go ahead and move on to cutting my crease. Oh my god, I did this wrong. I just remembered what I was actually gonna make the eye look like. Oh, I literally wasn't supposed to have any of this green color. So I got carried away. What am I gonna do now? Well, okay, that dark green is mainly condensed to the crease. So let's go ahead and cut out the crease and see where we stand after that, because it might cover up all the dark green. Who knows? So again, taking the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in shade C6, boop, booping, and I'm gonna do the little spread on the bottom part of my eye and blink trick. That was a very messy working. Let's try that again. That works for the center, I guess. Hey, that does pretty much cover up that dark green though. We are on the right track. Really good cut creases are hard. Even relatively good cut creases are hard. Enough whining. Get it together, lad. That's a really big cut crease. And I don't know why right here is so like thick on the inside. It's just a big circle. That's all. It's just a big circle. That's what we were going for, was a big circle. You got it figured out now. I'm probably gonna wing it out though, because it really will just be a big circle if I don't. It's a giant cut crease. I look so funny right now. Living. Wow, I went really far out there with that one. So apparently I really wanted to cover that dark green up. I did. See, I don't think I can do the put concealer on the lash line and look up thing, because I think that the way my eyes are made, that just goes way too high, because this is way too high. But I'm still gonna do it because it's already there and I'm already kind of invested in it. But for future reference, I think from now on, I'm gonna have to draw on my own crease and not use the blinkety thinkety, because that is not working for me, I don't think. I did lie a little bit. I am actually gonna go into the Subculture palette. With what shall I put shadow on? I'm gonna be taking my JH43. It is a flat packer brush. And in the Subculture palette, I'm gonna be going into the shade Untamed, right here. Yes, Untamed. It better be tamed on my eye. Now, as I do this around the cut crease, I'm trying to tap it on instead of blending it on, because I don't want to lose that straight line that I have. I want to try and keep it intact as much as possible. And I'm also gonna stop right in the middle of my eye with this dark green color. I want to do like a halo eye with the cut crease. Now since I have that color laid down where I want it, I'm gonna take just a little bit of a bigger brush. I'm gonna take the JH38, it's a little bitty blending brush. And I'm gonna go into Untamed still. And I'm just using this to pack all that color into the outside and the inside of my eye. And I'm not bringing those all the way together because I wanna have that separation so that I can add in my snowcap color. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I am going to take my JH39, it's a little bitty pencil brush, and this white shade down here at the bottom of the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and that's gonna be my snow shade. That's the one that I'm gonna pack in right on top, and if I can help it, nowhere else. And I'm blending this with that dark green shade as much as I can so that it'll have a smooth transition in between. So does that remind you of snow-caps? Snow-capped evergreen trees? I almost feel like we're creating a Bob Ross painting on my eyeball. Man, you really gotta pack it on there. Okay, I think we're good with that blending and that side. So now we do the exact same thing on the other side. Be right back. How does it look? Does it look wintry? It kind of reminds me of like spearmint gum in a way, if that makes sense. Sure, Chris, that makes perfect sense. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Ooh, I like it. Now the next thing I would like to do is, or the next thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to take my, what is this called officially? I'm going to take my NYX eyeshadow base in the shade white and my Morphe flat angle liner brush, and I'm going to attempt to create a wing liner with this. I'm going to be very careful with this cream liquid linery stuff. I've never used it before. I don't really know how it's going to perform on my eyes as a liner. So we'll find out. Wait, can I hold my eyelid? Ooh, is that cheating? Can I do that? I'm not talking about cheating. It's my makeup. There's no cheating. I make the rules here. This is my out or whatever. And this stuff is kind of goopy. It's like whenever you spread it out, it doesn't really lay down like in a straight line. Holy crap, this is some really messy stuff. I really don't know if I like this. Oh, and now it's transferring to where the colors are. Okay, you know what? I don't know about this stuff anymore. Dang it. And so I don't think that I'm using this stuff correctly because I don't feel like it should be A, this messy, or B, this weird to use. Like it's transferring super easily from the bottom to the top. So since it is an eyeshadow base, I went into this thinking that I could use this like a cream eyeliner and then add some color on top of it. But I think it's more along the lines of like a wet sticky thing to put eyeliner or to put eyeshadow on. So let's instead go under this new assumption. I'm not gonna look up so that it doesn't transfer. And I'm gonna get this tiny little JH62. It's like a small flat round packer brush, and I am going to go into this shade. This is the green that we used to fill the crease at first, and then I went back, but it's like that leafy green shade, and I'm gonna take that on that brush, quite a bit of it, and just very carefully try to put it on top of that eyeshadow base. You know, something that's really funny, and so right now I'm just packing all of that color onto where I put the cream base on. Buying this eyeshadow base, my idea was that rather than getting a liquid liner of like 12 different colors, I could just get one white cream eyeshadow base and put that down like a liquid liner and then put any eyeshadow color I wanted over it, and that would save me a lot of money. I will say though, it would be really nice just to have the color I need already and just put it on and do it once and have one step instead of two steps. But we work with what we've got, and this is what I've got, like it or not. Okay, we have the green on. I kind of like that. It's not quite as bright as maybe I thought it was gonna be and maybe intended it to be, but I still like it. I'm turning into a real booty guru, or whatever. You know what? That's the biggest wing I've ever seen in my life, but we're done. I got mixed emotions. Did I finally find me a river that could lead me out to the ocean? Cause I've only ever known the kind of love that leaves me battered and broken. So forgive me for my mixed emotions. Yeah. Ah, it's transferring. What the heck? Why is it transferring? Seriously? I mean, go BH Cosmetics for being really pigmented and stuff. with your Take Me Back to Brazil palette, but I don't want this green to get up on this white. This is white. It needs to stay white. Why? Why does it have to transfer? Okay, now I'm gonna do this with this and this on this over here on this side. So now I'm just gonna clean up the lines on the outside, put on some mascara and lashes, and then see what that looks like. Probably just smoke out the bottom and throw on my face, and then I'll be done. So, ooh. Is it time for lashes? Well, no, I have to put on mascara. But do I have to put on mascara? I do. Why did I do that? Oh my god, I sounded like such a redneck when I said that. Why did I do that? So now I'm gonna go in with my IT Cosmetics Superhero Lash. You know how I absolutely hate using my black lash glue because it always messes up my eyeshadow and I just can't afford another kind. Well, it's gone because we have pure lash glue and it is white. So that's fantastic because I got so tired of that. And I'm gonna be using the Pro Beauty Lashes for Days Wispies in black. So using Tarte Poreless Primer first. We're gonna go ahead and jump into foundation real quick. I'm gonna use the JH03 and my ColourPop No Filter Foundation in the shade Light 70. Oh my god, this is gonna be way too light, but we're gonna do it. You know, this is kind of funny because I've actually never used this foundation before, so this is actually gonna be kind of a first impressions as well as a eyeshadow look. I know this has nothing to do with this video, but can we just take a minute and soak in the amazingness that is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation? I really like that texture and that finish and that coverage. It's very buildable and it could be light. It's not like super cakey. I really like that a lot. Now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape in shade Light Medium. And with my JH08. That's what I'm gonna use to blend that out. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what this brush is for. I don't know for sure, but who cares? It's brushes. They can be anything we want them to be. And we're going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in shade Light Medium with the JH06. And I'm first starting out by just packing that really deep under my eyes. And then with the JH01, I'm going to go in and just do all over, starting with my forehead. Now that that's done, we're gonna take our JH43 brush, it's that flat packer brush, or I'm gonna take my JH43 brush, you can use any flat packer brush, and go back into the dark green shade, the Untamed, and I'm just gonna put that on my lower lash line. And now with my JH34, this is the fluffy blending brush that I used in the green color right here. I'm actually gonna go right back into that again. And I'm going to take that on the lower lash line and I'm just going to smoke out that dark green and try to keep it as condensed as possible. And I'm also going to take the JH40 and the same white shade that we've been using for the middle of the halo cut crease and just pop that in the inner corner, but quite a bit of it, just like that. Oh wow, I really like that. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you back out and then we're gonna look at the overall picture and see what you think. Okay guys, this is the completed final look. What do you think? I actually really like it. I think that it fit the picture really well. It's a little bit different. It's not like what I always see. It kind of pushed my creativity, that's no doubt, but I had a lot of fun with it. And I really hope you guys did too. If you did, or if you didn't, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, because you stayed. I mean, why not, you know, at this point. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All the same username, at ChristopherJMUA. I made it extra easy for you. And again, thank you guys so much for getting us to 50 subscribers. Don't forget, once we hit 100 subscribers, I get to do my boyfriend's makeup, and I can't wait for that. So you should share this video and share again after that, because that's gonna be a good thing. Anyway guys, you know the best part about my channel, always remember and never forget, you're beautiful.